Before that, we are so sorry for the inconvenience. And then let's proceed to the next agenda. We are please join us in welcoming Dr. Agnes Tuti Rumiatuti to deliver SDGs on ITS. To Dr. Agnes Tuti Rumiati, the time is yours.
Ibu Tuti, monggo Ibu dipersilahkan untuk menyampaikan poin-poin SDGs.
Oh, I'm so sorry, it's still mute. For the Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, good morning, or good evening for distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Bu Maria and team, and also for the committee allow me to present about Indonesia, about Sustainable Development Goals in ITS. So ITS now has a center for, we call it Community Engagement Center for Sustainable Development Goals, Institut Teknologi 10 November. I am is the head of the center. Community Engagement Center of ITS has been had been established on January 2020. This is the real step for ITS to support the acceleration of the SDG, especially for eastern part of Indonesia. SDG Center became the center for compiling puzzle into one component that can accelerate the achievement of SDG, combining various skills, network experience that exists within and outside the institution. Our approach, we have at least 4 approaches. First is developing methodologies and piloting of programs that can be applied in the village. And the second is mapping potential and problem, developing village plan, program arrangement and implementation, and monitoring and evaluation procedure. And the third is conducting policy review. And then finally, we hope can have a model. So we developing model can be duplicated to other. Internally, we make a good collaboration with lecturers and researchers or other unit with different field of knowledge in ITS to train and facilitate the government and community to achieve the village SDGs. And as we know, the implementation of the global SDGs in Indonesia is outlined in Presidential Decree number 59, year 2017 on the implementation of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. So Indonesia has a roadmap of SDG Indonesia. And we already know that Indonesia is very big country with a population number in Indonesia is around 270 million. 40% are living in village. And Indonesia is divided into 34 provinces, 514 regency and city. And the village, number of village is almost 25,000. So it's very, very big country. Indonesia now develop village SDG. Why? Because 90% of Indonesia territory is village territory. 11 national sustainable development goals are closely related to village territory. Meanwhile, the action toward achieving 12 village SDG contributed 91% to the achievement of national sustainable development goals. 40, as I said before, 43% of Indonesian population lives in villages. The goal of sustainable national development is closely related to villagers, and the action toward achieving the 6 SDGs in the village contributes 43% to national development. So that's why the Center of Indonesian Government is very concerned with the achievement SDG in village. So now in the end of year 2020, Ministry of Village launching the village SDG. The implementation of SDG in all villages is confirmed through the Village Ministerial Decree number 13 2020 concerning the priority for the use of village funds. All village funds expenditure must be used SDG. And village SDG have not only 17 objective or goals, but village SDG have the 18 is the 18 goals, namely dynamic village development and adaptive village culture. The rationale for the emergence of the SDGs number 18 because Indonesia appreciates the existence of Indonesian people who are very diverse in religion, culture, languages, custom, and so on. And also to capture the local wisdom of the community and productive village institution in order to survive, even develop. Implementation socialization, and then after that we have to make internalization and building commitment, capacity building for local government and human resource, and also professionalism of the village management, monitoring, and evaluation. It means that they need support from university, and ITS SDG Center very excited to support this process, of course. How to implement village development based on SDG? We agree that village development is a cycle that will always be repeated from year to year. With the village SDG, the direction of village development will become clear and the result will be measurable. So this is we have to do cycle of village development start from something like village self-evaluation and then make planning, implementation, monitoring and evaluation, and then improvement. So year by year we can see, we can measure the improvement of SDG goals. The most problem related to SDG are in the village: poverty, quality education, water and sanitation problem, unemployment, also problem in quality of production. So SDG Center of ITS have main activities. First, we always research, doing research development, and also of course publication, and we also conducted conference, workshop, seminar, and for the village people we can give training and facilitation, research collaboration, and of course networking. SDG Center have some experience in research and also helping the village government and community for developing and planning. For example, we have development planning in Selong Blanak, Lombok. Selong Blanak is very beautiful beach in Lombok. So, but in existing condition is not as beautiful as the beach because the village still undeveloped. And then we make a very deep research in that place, and finally we give recommendation for the village planning. Actually, I want to see the picture, but I have a problem with my computer. And also in Tahura Nuraksa Forest and Nusa Tenggara Barat or West Nusa Tenggara, we also have research to make to study possibility to make a environment education tourism spot in that place. And some program in 2020, we also give training for the local people, innovation and creative industry based on local product, yeah, like tenun, batik, and so on. And also we developing the candle nut product, yeah, the quality of the candle nut product alumni. So develop a candle nut crusher to make the candle nut product become better quality. We have our partner in local, also central government, and also NGO like Ministry of Education and Culture and Kementerian Bappenas. And for local is like Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Barat, also Jawa Timur, and also we have collaboration with UNESCO, ILO, and so on. So this is about a brief about SDG Center of ITS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agnes Tuti, to deliver about SDGs on ITS. Now let's welcome Associate Professor Maria Anityasari for the highlight of GLS on SDGs.
Thank you so much, Ms. Reni, for the very nice introduction. Hello, everyone. I would like to say warm greeting from ITS. I just would like to see the whole participant. How are you all? I'm very happy here to welcome all of you to ITS, and special respect and also gratefulness goes to Professor Muhammad Ashari, our rector, who is very supportive in encouraging all lecturers, students, and also academic staff at ITS to engage with SDGs. So today is our first day, and I'm really happy to welcome in this Zoom meeting. We have 194 total participants. However, if we look at the total registrant, we have 422. So we have 422 registered participants. That means some of them now following our program through YouTube. So in this link, we have 195, and then we have around 303 from student and also lecturer from ITS. We have 50 participants from Indonesia, but not from ITS, and we have 70 participants from all over the world. Very good number. And the good thing about this program, I would like to show you several highlights from last year program. I would like you to know that we are at our campus not only talking about how to deliver high quality of education, but we also invite people from all over the world to enjoy the quality of education that we deliver through our guest lecture. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen right now, everyone?
Yeah.
Oh, Professor, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that actually we started this program in fall 2020. Last year, we have 13 sessions, 13 sessions. This year, we will have 40 sessions. And last year, we have 15 overseas lecturers. This year, we swapped the number, so we have 51. So we have 51 overseas lecturers, experts from university, from NGO, from institution who will join us in this program. Last year, we welcomed more than 1,000 ITS students and 900 international participants. And from the topic that we delivered last year, climate change became the favorite. Climate change became a topic that attract more participants. So from this slide, from this picture, you can see that actually everyone now in the SDGs fever. We are now in the SDGs fever. We need to know what happened in our world. We share one same word, we have to know what's going on with our earth. So this is the statistic of attendance from last year. So you can see up and down, but in general, we are very happy because we have many participants from all over the world, Philippines, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Sudan, and even though this program run in the daytime like this, we also have participants from Canada, Netherlands, Germany, and Czech Republic. We have very nice and beautiful testimony from speaker, international participant, and also Indonesian participant. And since we understand the importance of SDGs, just now Ibu Tuti Agnes already mentioned that ITS really commit. Maybe you ask, what is the focus of ITS? We are working in science and technology. We are working a lot with innovation and then with society development. What just mentioned by Ibu Tuti, we concentrate on developing SDGs on villages. So many villages already visited and assisted by ITS student and lecturer in terms of public services, how to bring SDGs down to earth. We are not talking just about theory in here, but we are talking about how to bring all the SDGs down to earth. That's why this year we offer, like I mentioned before, 40 sessions, 51 international lecturer, 10 research center, 5 study center, and 30 ITS lecturer to join this program. And then all of those actually divided into two parts. The first is about knowledge and understanding. We follow the United Nations curriculum. We follow the United Nations guidance. So we are talking about knowledge and understanding. And then the second, we are talking about skills and application. So this program will be run twice a week, every Tuesday like this, 3:30 in Indonesian time, and Wednesday at the same time, but we have two parallel sessions. So ladies and gentlemen, all respected colleagues and participants, please note in your calendar, every Tuesday, 3:30, every Wednesday, 3:30, two stream. And you always can visit our website. We have very complete information about this program and how you can register, how you can earn credit. Not only following the program, but you also can earn credit from this program. So if you go to our website, this is our website, its.ac.id/international, you can go down and find our guest lecture series on SDGs here. You can scroll down a bit and looking at the scope of SDGs and spring and fall program. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, ITS also provide you with the whole access to sustainability effort that have been done by ITS. If you go to its.ac.id/sustainability, you will check all the information, including what just explained by Ibu Tuti. So all programs are here, and we welcome any initiative, any project, any internship program, research together with us. We are here because we understand the importance of SDGs and ITS working, running, moving progressively toward SDGs and world-class research university. Okay, to conclude my remark this afternoon, can I invite everyone to turn on your microphone, and if I say sustainable development goal, could you please say, yes, I am in, something like that, okay? Because SDGs is not about ITS, it is not about your institution. We are talking about the whole world. So sustainable development goals is something that we have to understand, we have to work on, we have to achieve. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, all professor, respected colleague, and also student, could you please turn on your microphone file for a while? I invite all of you. Please turn on your microphone for a while. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So please turn on your microphone for a while. We have 211 participants in the Zoom meeting. So if I say sustainable development goals, you may say, yes, I am in. Okay, all of us, please work hand in hand. Together, we are working toward the achievement of SDGs. Are you ready, everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I'm in.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Sustainable development goal. Yes, I am in. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Sustainable
Yes,
development goals.
Yes, I'm in.
Yes, I'm
in.
Okay, for everyone. So today we are in the kick-off meeting of SDGs, a series of guest lecture series held by ITS. I really wish you can learn a lot from this program, and you can attend this program regularly, enjoy the program, get the most benefit of this program. Once again, sustainable development goals. Yes,
Yes,
I am
I'm
in.
in.
Back to you, Mbak Reni. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Maria Anityasari, for the motivational remark as usual. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Professor Muhammad Ashari as a ITS Rector to deliver welcoming remark. To Professor Ashari, the time is yours.
Thank you, Reni.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, good morning and good morning for our guests in Turkey and also all colleagues, all friends in Indonesia. Good afternoon. So, dear distinguished guests, especially Professor Hasan Volkan Oral and Professor Hasan Saikin from Aydin University, Turkey.
11 or
12. 11. Okay. Welcome and thank you very much for joining with us, for accepting our invitation to this kind of activity. So, the Honorable Ibu Dr. Agnes Tuti, the head of Community Engagement Center, SDG. This is one of center study in ITS. Also, the Honorable Ibu Associate Professor Maria, thank you very much for the invitation and also for arrange this activity. Of course, including all the colleagues in the Office of International Engagement. Yang lain juga terima kasih Pak Director of Research Center, Director of Pak Hatta and all staff, all ITS senior lecturer, senior leaders. So I'm very happy this afternoon after listening information from Mrs. Maria and also Ibu Agnes that this is a part of ITS commitment that we are the Institute of Technology 10 November ITS focuses on technology and science, not only in the very hard engineering, but also we commit to contribute in achievement of Sustainable Development Goal or SDG launched by United Nations. So we are now, as mentioned by Ibu Maria, we are now in together in SDG program, especially this afternoon in a guest lecture series on SDG. Ladies and gentlemen, ITS, we are located in Surabaya, Indonesia. We have at the moment 20,000 students. 20,000 students. We work in technology and science, and we have 1,000 faculty members. Our location in Surabaya, we have 185 hectares area. We also very commit with climate change. We also maintain our rubbish, our energy, our water safe in the campus. So at the moment, we have a 10 research center that all this research center in line with the technology for industrial revolution 4.0, like artificial intelligence research center. We have also nano research center, etc. The other one, we also have 5 study centers that working for community development, including Ibu Agnes Tuti as the head of SDG or Community Engagement Center. We also have a study center for halal. We also have a study center for public policy, public and business policy, etc. We have 5 study centers in ITS. And also, instead of 10 research center and also 5 study center, we also have 4 cluster of innovation centers. As you know, ITS we have produced innovation products, including vehicle, electric scooters. We call it gesits that already produced by a company, and you can buy anywhere in Indonesia. And also, we have produced many kinds of robot application, including robot for assistant in hospital for take care the COVID patients. We call it robot Raisa. It has already used in more than 17 hospitals in Indonesia. So I think all this innovation and all this research center and study center, this is we work all together to contribute in achievement of SDG programs. So again, welcome to this guest lecture series. And this is the first time. And we are again ITS very committed with this kind of program. Thank you very much, especially for Professor Hassan Volkan, Professor Hassan Saikin, and all the speakers from ITS and all participants from ITS and all from all the world. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Professor Asari, for the inspiring remark. And ladies and gentlemen, to capture the moment, I would like to invite you all to the virtual group photo. So please kindly share your best smile. Okay, I will start counting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, perfect. Because we have 9 page from my computer. So the next page, I will count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and the third page, 3, 2, 1. And the fourth page, 3, 2, 1. And the fifth page, 3, 2, 1. And the next page, 3, 2, 1. And the seventh, 3, 2, 1. 8, 3, 2, 1. And the last page, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming once again for Professor Muhammad Azhari. And despite your busy schedule, please be allowed should you need to continue your agenda. Now we are moved to the main agenda. In GLS SDGs for today, we have 4 speakers. The first is Professor Hasan Saygin from Istanbul Aydin University, Turkey. And he achieved his doctoral degree in University Montreal, Canada, and took master degree in Istanbul Technical University, Turkey. And second is Dr. Hasan Volkan Oral from Istanbul Aydin University, Turkey. Dr. Hasan Oral took doctoral degree from Boğaziçi University, Turkey, and postdoctoral studies in Ben Gurion University of Negev, Israel. And the third, we have Dr. Maya Sofitri. She's Chief of Research Center of Agri-Food and Biotechnology, ITS, and achieved doctoral degree in Max Planck for Marine Microbiology, Bremen, Germany. And last, we have Mrs. Wirdatul Muslihatin, lecturer at Biology Department in ITS, and she's achieved her master degree in IPB Indonesia. And Dr. Sri Fatmawati from ITS will be the one conducting today's session as our moderator. Dr. Fatma currently working as the lecturer of Department of Chemistry ITS. She's also Deputy of Research Center of Agri-Food and Biotechnology, and she's achieved her doctoral and master degree in Kyushu University, Japan, and Bachelor of Science from ITS. Without further ado, let's proceed to the main agenda. To Dr. Fatma as our moderator, all the time and place is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Raini. Good morning and also good evening from Indonesia. So first of all, I would like to say thank you for this opportunity, and it's very honor for me become a moderator. So as Reni said that we are belong to the research center of agri-food and biotechnology. So Dr. Maya, she is the head of agri-food and biotechnology research center in ITS, and Ibu Wirda, she is our active researcher in the agri-food tech research center, and I the deputy. So Dr. Maya is my boss here. So everyone, thank you so much for joining with us in the guest lecture series on Sustainable Development Goals today. So we know that if we talk about the SDGs, we talk about the Sustainable Development Goals, which is we all know that this is a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all of us. And this is very good initiative from the international office. Ibu Maria, thank you so much for bringing us to this very, very good event for us. Not only to not only to imagine what is SDGs, but in the real time, we also actively involve what is the SDGs for us as academics, for us as a student, for you, for all of the participants here. So I'm very happy because right now we have a speaker, Dr. Hasan Volkan Orals. So hi, Volkan. Can I call you Volkan? Yeah. Okay. Volkan will give the lecture about the importance of nature-based solution relevant to SDGs. So basic principles and implementation on action plans. So for all of participants here, I hope you will be active. So please prepare your note, and also please prepare your questions. I think just before we start this lecture, all of you have the questions. So maybe all of you, maybe some of you have somehow question about how SDGs, how I belong to SDGs. So here, before I start, I give the time to the speaker for their presentation. I will remind you, I will give you some information regarding about the door prize. So we prepare books from our speaker. I'm very sorry, unfortunately, this book is in Bahasa Indonesia. So we have this book, 5 books, and maybe we can increase this for 10 books. So this book is for the active participants. So then you can prepare from now on your question, and also you can do it during the presentation, or you can write down in the chat. Yeah, and also we will have active participant from abroad, and we will give them the certificate. Yeah, I'm very sorry we cannot give you the book because this is this book in Bahasa. So everyone, we will start. Hello, Volkan, are you ready?
Yeah, hello.
Okay.
Good to hear
yeah, how
you.
are you?
Yeah. Fine. Good to be with you.
How about Turkey now?
Well, it's a little bit rainy now at the moment in Istanbul. We are expecting some kind of a rain, but it's it's okay. It's okay. Fine.
Okay.
Something beginning of the spring. Yeah.
Okay. So, Volkan, we talked yesterday, right, about your research, your presentation. So Volkan, all the respected colleague and participant, Volkan will give the lecture about the importance of nature-based solution relevant to SDGs. I think this is one of very unique because he mentioned that yesterday he mentioned about the SDGs related with the water. So Vulcan, time is yours, please.
Okay, thank you, Siri. Before starting the presentation, unfortunately, Professor Saigon cannot attend the presentation due to his, very tight schedule about the university management, but he sends his regards and also his apology. Okay, so dear Rector Ashari and dear members of the organization committee and students, thanks a lot to provide me this opportunity. I would like to share my screen also okay, now can you see my presentation?
Yeah, but
Okay,
not slideshow yet, right?
okay. How about this one? Is it okay
Okay.
right now?
Yep.
Okay, so hello again. My name is Volkan, and I'm presenting this presentation also on behalf of Professor Saigon. And the title of our, the presentation is the importance of nature-based solutions relevant to sustainable development goals, basic and principles, implementation and action plan. Here are the contents about my presentation. I will say something about short introduction of Istanbul Aydin University, where I work, and also some general definitions and the concepts, the implementation examples, which is the crucial thing for this presentation, concluding remarks, and also you can have the references which are, benefit. Okay, so where I live, and I live in Turkey, and Turkey is located between Europe and Asia, as you see on the globe, and on the right hand you can see the location of Istanbul. Istanbul is also, straight, just next to Straits, the Bosphorus, what we call, and it is one of the, the oldest city in the history, and it is the center of the history and the communication and also the civilization. Okay, so there are some facts about Istanbul right now. If you want also, you can go and visit the site. And so 10 world's top Congress destination, capital of the 3 empires, 5 imperial palaces, 4 historical palaces. And in 2015, more than 12 million international visitors, visited the city. And it is the 5th most visited city in the world, and 8,500 years of history we're talking about. And you can see kind of a symbol of the city is the Bosphorus Bridge and the beautiful mosque that, they built and erected during the Ottoman Empire time. Okay, so what about my university? Actually, Istanbul Aydin University is located on the European side, and it is, kind of established under the guidance of the Anatolia Education and Culture Foundation in accordance with the additional, the article number. It is one of the biggest private university in Turkey. And also, what are the numbers? We're talking about something about 39,000 students, which is a high number about, if we talk about the private universities, 3,500 international full-time students, 1,500 Italian staff, 4,200 alumni, and you can see some kind of the doctoral programs, the master's degree programs, and 450 education collaborations with global universities. Actually, I'm working at the departments of, faculty of engineering, departments of civil engineering, where we taught, the English courses. And also, you can also have the much more information about my university from www.aydin.edu.tr, and the kinds of, the Times Higher Education that you can see the World University ranking. Okay, so what about today's main definitions and the concepts? Before starting this one, it is better to mention to you about some kinds of, the definition. The sustainable development is a kind of a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And you can go ahead the reference and the, the citation in the bracket also. Well, actually, there are 3 types of sustainability or sustainable development. This is, the social, environment, and economic things. And in the middle of them, we can call the sustainability or the sustainable. Also, There are some other representations. On the right hand, you can see the circles which are, substitute each other: economy, society, environment, or we can see as a kind of, the pillars, the three pillars of the which take place under sustainability. So social types of the sustainability, compared to other types, there is no concrete and solid definitions of social sustainable development. This is one of the drawbacks we can say related to social types of sustainable development. But for the economic and environmental, there is a kind of a definition which can say, for instance, economic, this type aims for economic prosperity of the individual, which in turn brings social progress and innovation together. And for the environmental, the main objective of environmentally sustainable development is to control the environmental pollution and to minimize the destruction of the environment during the financial production. So briefly, you can say that eradicate the pollution is the main aim. Okay, so what are the sustainable development goals? According to the United Nations, or there are 17 sustainable goals we're talking about, okay? So starting from the number 1, no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, and it goes on in here, that way. In my university, I also teach a course which is known as Fundamentals of Sustainable Development. And in the first course, in the opening of the courses, I also mentioned about the importance of the Sustainable Development Goals, because the number 1 is that to understand these are perfectly. So all these goals aim for one thing: to have or to have the achievement of the humankind in every aspect, but on the other hand, paying attention on environment. So what are nature-based solutions? Actually, nature-based solutions, these terms have been pronunciated in the last 15 years. Actually, it starts to mention related to European Union, but mainly the MBS can protect, manage, and restore nature or modified ecosystems. What I'm talking about in the ecosystem, living things and non-living things, or they have a kind of in a system, okay? So if you look at the figure that I sketch in here, the type of nature-based solutions depends on restoration, issue-specific, infrastructure, management, and protection. And beneath this, you can see the societal challenge. This is very important because we need to find the solutions about the societal challenges that are here. And also they're reaching up to human well-being and biodiversity benefits. So when we look at the definition, MBS is focusing on, working as a kind of a multidisciplinary integrated approach to address societal challenges and some natural hazards effectively and adaptively. And also, MBS applications can be easily noticed in circular cities, which I'll make the definition in coming slides, establishing an urban system that is regenerative and accessible. Okay, so as a brief look, my dear students and my dear, colleagues, MBSs can focusing on water management related to wastewater treatment. Okay, this sketch has been published one of my colleagues from Italy, Fabio Mazzi, and they're presenting about the relationship between, the water management techniques and the MBS. If you pay attention in here, there are two figures. In one figure, in the urban ecosystems or in the cities, how MBS can be performed. And in the second stage of the figure, I'm looking at on my right hand, you can see energy heat, you can see the arrows in here. There is a cycle in here, and between the biogeochemical cycle we are taking or we are saying about the cycle, MBS can handle them or moderate them in related with wastewater treatment. So what are the MBS concepts? Here are also sketched from one of the researchers. MBS deal with conservation, synergy, site-specific concerns, transparency, diversity, landscape scale, trade-off, policy integration, ecosystem approach, forest landscape restoration, ecosystem-based adaptation, and ecological restoration. So you can see the direct relationship between these concepts. Okay, so MBS can give the answers to all of these concepts. But also, there is one important definition that we need to go over this one. It is known as circularity. Circularity, which can be pronunciated also with circular economics, is also a way of implementing the sustainable development goals. So, my friends, we can say circular economy is a kind of a tool which can merge MBS and sustainable development goals together. So related for this one, circularity can deal with SDG 6, clean water, SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, SDG 8, work and economic growth, SDG 12, responsible consumption and production, and SDG 50, life on Earth. So in a brief sense, how can I formulate that for you to better understanding? This is MBS, this is sustainable goals, and they are elaborating why our circular economy. So then you can address this question. What are the implementation examples? Okay, to go over the implementation examples, I chose about a scientific study which is conducted by Gomez Martin, and in this study there is a model. Actually, this model depends on system dynamics. What I'm talking about is in system dynamics, we have variables and the relations of these, between these variables define some arrows in that way, minus, plus, something like this one. So in the, let's say in a loop diagram, which results in exponential growth and decline, we can have balance and, negative loop or something, a kind of a loop trend. So what I'm talking about, my friends, this is the big sheet. And in this one, we have a kind of a cognitive map. In each items are connected by MBS, and each items, they can be related with sustainable development goals. You can see, for instance, climate change, cloudburst events, groundwater level, and they are related with water retention and infiltration. And on here, on the right hand, public wealth and prosperity, static value, prosperity value, and potential for economic opportunities and green jobs. So briefly, all these parameters have connections between each other, and they are modeled under MBS and what we say fuzzy cognitive map of MBS and SDGs. So if we take a look at very closely on this one, for instance, public and health well-being, remember about the big picture, public health and well-being aesthetics can be related with sustainable development goal number 3, good health and well-being. Biodiversity can be related with SDG 15, life on land. And the most important thing is that water retention and infiltration of, if I come back in here, all related water issues, something like water in sewer and drainage system, water quality, groundwater level, water in surface and drainage levels, they are all related with clean water and sanitation. This type of sustainable development is very important because right now, because of the climate change and the global warming, water is or became a very scarcity element that actually reaching clean and potable water is one of the most problematic things that we can monitor. Okay, so what are the other things that social justice and cohesion, which is related with number 16 on Sustainable Development Goals, potential for economic opportunities and green jobs. Actually, they're related with different types of the Sustainable Development Goal 8, Sustainable Development Goal 8, decent work and economic growth, sustainable cities and communities, and responsible consumption. Okay, so all in all, what can we say? MBS and SDGs are matching an interdisciplinary approach. What I'm talking about, interdisciplinary approach, not having an effect from the engineering side. You can also make some diversifications related with one. MBS is mostly focused on SDG 6 related to clean water sanitation. More specifically, water management is the topic where the two concepts are integrating. Social benefits of MBS are also mentioned with Sustainable Development Goals 8, 11, and 12. And in a broad sense, circularity is a common point or in a common tool where MBS and social development goals are integrating through these concepts. So these are my references where I benefit and which helped me to prepare this presentation. And thank you so much for your kind attention. Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, clearly, Bu Fatma.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, thank you so much, Olken. So it's very great, inspiring talk for us when you're talking about the circular economy, something like that. So I think we continue to the next speakers. And before I continue to the next speakers, for all participants, please write down your questions if you have any question in the chat. So then we can collect all of the questions. Then we will have answer a question session. Okay, we move to the next speakers. So, hello, Bu Maya. Ibu
Yes,
Maya.
hello.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready here.
Okay, so Ibu Maya, you will be the next speakers.
Yes.
Time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Mbak. Ibu Cantik, thank you so much. Somebody can help me to share my PPT, please. Okay, before we start, I would like to say thank you so much for the opportunity and also say hello again to Volkan. It's really nice to meet you again during this Zoom meeting. It was a nice talk also. And as you do also, I would like to start and introduce a little bit about about the ITS Research Center. This is a quite new research center. We call the research center is Agri-Food and Biotechnology Research Center. Please, would you like to share the PPT? Somebody? Okay, before we start this one, I would like to introduce a little bit to the audience here, maybe the students and also all the lecturers around I don't know where is it exactly, maybe you should be from another side of this country. My name is Maya Sophie, I'm from the biology department as well, and also I'm working for the Research Center of Agri-Food and Biotechnology. Okay, thank you. Maybe you can see already my PPT in front of you. Is that a problem with my voice? Please give me feedback.
No, clearly, Bu Maya.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, because I get the feedback of voice from my side. Okay, would you like please to go to the slideshow? Okay, thank you so much. This is the Agri-Food Tech. This is one research center established in January 2020. We are similar age like the SDGs engagement study that have been already published by Ibu Dr. Agnes Tuti. And why we established this Agri-Food Tech, because the ATS is also would like to give a support to our government in order to reach the food and medicine security. Please, the next. Please, next. Can I play around with my PPT here? Somebody can help me?
Just a moment. Just a moment, Dr. Maya. I'm so
Yes.
sorry for inconvenience. Okay, Dr. Maya.
Thank you so much. Now the slide is now moving. Another slide. Okay, the vision of this agri-food tech. I would like to introduce a little bit briefly about the research center. We do a research and publication for sure in science and technology, which is dealing with the food and medicine, and we are really focused on the Indonesian natural resources. From this vision, we just break down to the mission. We have 4 missions of this one. For sure, first, doing a research. The second one, doing a publication. And the one, we produce our product, which is from with the food and also medicine one. This is because Ibu Fatma is our expertise for the herbal medicine. And the third one, we would like to be the recognized research center in the level of national and also international. Please, next. I'm so sorry, I could not manage my own presentation. Seems there is a problem also with the connection because the okay. Now is again to the roadmap of our research center. We have 4 big topics. These 4 big topics are really dealing with the national issues published by our government, by our ministry. The 4 topics are technology for plant and animal breeding. The second one is technology for cultivation and suboptimal land use. The third one is post-harvest and food processing technology. And the fourth one is technology for food and medicine security. These all 4 big subtopics will be divided into several small subtopics. For example, technology for plant and animal breeding, we divided into 2 subtopics. They are in vitro and in vivo. Seems we have a problem connection, correct? Sorry. I'm so sorry about this one. Why is that moving so fast? Would you like, please go to the roadmap? Okay. Mbak Rain, my voice is still good?
Yeah, Bu Maya, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, from my side, it seems there is a problem. I don't know what happened exactly because the connection is not really good from my home. Okay, I continue. Okay, my audible. This is really correct. You're audible. Maybe I just. Okay, now just I remove out my. Can you hear my voice again?
Yes, very clear.
This is better than before? What do you think?
Yes, we can hear clearly, Dr.
Okay, that's good. That is good. That means I just do it directly. Okay, for the technology for plant and animal breeding, we divide it into 2 subtopics. The one is in vitro and in vivo technology for seed and propagation. And the second one dealing with the genetic engineering because we are going to the biotechnology as well. And for the subtopic, you can read directly by one, which is goes to the big subtopic. Okay, please go further with the slides. Okay, this is the expertise from our side. The expertise from our side coming from different background. They are from science and data analytics. They are also mechanic, physics, and chemical engineering. They are industrial technology and system engineering. They are civil and environment engineering, electrical and informatics engineering, and creative design and management. They are the expertise behind of our member in our research center. Please. Okay, I would like to show you this is a kind of the achievement during 2020 when the pandemics happened, but we got around about 30 research project with numbers of a grant around 2 trillion ID. And the 30 subject they have already distributed equally to the 4 big subtopic, as you see from my screen. And also we do a publication as well. And during the 2020, we can publish around 44 papers in the journal with the high index Q1 and Q2, and around 20 papers with the journal index Q3 until the Q4. And also we publish through the international conference with the title around 47, and in total we did a publication around 91 papers. Okay, please next. Okay, not only the papers, not only the research, the papers, we also produce the product. This is a kind of the prototypes that we have already produced. One, synthetic seed and tea. This is a synthetic seed. My college also will present about the synthetic seed today also as well. And we produce also jamu. This is like a herbal medicine. This is really based on the Indonesian natural resources. This is Fatmawati. Bu Fatmawati is really expert with this one. And also we produce biofertilizer, and that I would like also to introduce a little bit about the biofertilizer. And dealing with the agriculture technology, we also do a kind of method breeding the planting rice and also doing the fish culture in one place, especially in the sub-marginal land. Okay, next. Another prototype is we produce pellet. This is from the biomass. Biomass is from the biomass from the agriculture biomass. We just reuse biomass becoming one pellet. This is a fish feeding. And also we try to use another biomass from the agriculture biomass. We do like, we a little bit process them, become a plate. This is one example. This is, we make a plate from leaf. And also we do a technique for agriculture, mushroom cultivation. Okay, next, please. This is one, this is only of our networking that have already performed. This is really happy that we can also do further collaboration and for the next with the Istanbul Aydin University, which is really dealing with the food and also medicine. And for example, here we do collaboration with the Korea University, UPM Malaysia, UPHM Malaysia as well, and Kyushu University in Korea, Japan, and University in Pakistan, and Miyagi University in also Japan, and also one university in Bremen, in Germany, University at Tübingen. Okay, please next. This is the contact. My name is Maya Fitri. I would like to be happy to have your contact in order to get and further collaboration, and also Sri Fatmawati is now doing the moderating during this session. We are really ready and welcome to have your for further collaboration. Okay, please next. Now I am talking about the research that we have already performed during the 2020, and also we would like to continue during the 2021. Please next. The research was we would like to present about the biofertilizer and also about the synthetic seeds. Okay, please next. Please allow me that I would like to talk a little bit introduction about the agriculture growth promoting inoculant for increasing sub-marginal land fertility. This is kindly about the research that we have already performed and we would like to continue this year. Okay, please. Okay, as you know, that agriculture is still our major sector in Indonesia for economic. And the agriculture also doing the extensification and also intensification, as we already know that both methods have a positive and negative effect on the environment. That's why we are trying to get to introduce soil microorganisms who can increase soil fertility. Okay, next please. For example, this is a nice papers that I read already, and this picture is really beautiful. This picture really showed us that the collaboration between the plant and also microorganisms who are living in the rhizosphere surrounds the plants. This picture I took from the Huang 2014, and for example here the plants produce many things, substances which is really needed by the microorganisms, and the organism itself also produce something that is really needed by the plants itself. That's why I would like to say that the soil fertility, for example, nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium, can be also provided by the microorganisms. We don't need any additional chemical compound. This is in my in my perspective. Okay, please continue. And that's why the purpose of this research, first, we would like to isolate them, the bacteria, and would like to identify. And the second one, we would like to know how they work in order to the plants growing and also the plants producing the corn. Okay, please, next. Okay, we got several numbers of bacteria from the soil. We got the soil bacteria, but we choose only 6 of them with the highest ability. For example, they're able to solubilize phosphate, P, they're able to solubilize calcium or the potassium, K, and they're able also to provide nitrogen, N. NPK have already provided by the organisms. Then the most important things, they also produce auxin, the most important, not only the most one, but this is one of the most important hormone that is needed by the plants. And if I test the 6 of the organism, the bacteria here, whether they can live together, I do synergism test. They are living together happily. Even I mix them, the 6 of organisms together. Okay, next, please. And afterward, I try to characterize them, the 6 of this one. I following the Burgess manual based on the biochemical characters that they have already performed. I perform 34 characters, biochemical characters, how it is look like, the shape, the membrane, and also their ability to do a fermentation. And next, please. This is also how they just can do another kind of the carbon sources for living. This is a kind of the test that we perform. Next. Okay, and based on these characters, we already cluster them. The 6 of them are going to the 3 different genus. They are Azotobacter, they are Bacillus, and another one, they are Pseudomonas. Pseudomonas especially because they can fix nitrogen, they can provide nitrogen. Azoto and Bacillus, they can provide P and K. Okay, next please. The next step is, okay, this is a kind of conclusion, please, next. The next step is we would like to apply them to the sweet corn plant on the greenhouse scale. Please, next. And we will, how we apply this one? We use unfertile. We didn't do a sterilization for the soil. This is a kind of soil without any kind of sterilization and without adding any kind of chemical compound. Fertilizer. And this is totally the basic data. We would like to know whether our bacteria can support the growth and also the productivity of our plants. And we would like to know whether our bacteria have a positive impact to the indigenous bacteria inside the soil that have been not which is not the sterilization before. Okay, further on. This is how we do this one. We perform 3 different consortium, which is different numbers of the bacteria. We put about a 50 bacteria consortium. We put 1% of molasses and also around 50% of water in 1 liter. And then we put the 1 liter suspension into 5 liter by adding another 4 liter water. And then we put them to the plants. Okay, then next. This one, we do several parameters. One parameter is, Too fast, please. Okay. One parameters is plant height, stem diameter, leaf number, dry weight, and corn cob also kernel. If you can see here, I would like to show you only for the corn cob and kernels. How is the sweet plant going on? And if you see in the bottom pictures, this is the corn cob. They are really beautifully covered by leaf. But if we open the leaf on the corn cob, we see the kernels. The K2, if you can see here, the K2 is controlled with the NPK, where this is a biofertilizer, chemical biofertilizer. They are growing as usual because we use NPK using the dose, suggested dose. But if we go to the P3 with 3 different microbes, the kernel is also compact, but the size is smaller with the control K2. But another consortium not really good enough. That means, please goes to the further on. That means I would like to conclude that with 3 different bacteria, the consortium has a positive impact to the endogenous microbes, and then also they can support the growth and also the productivity of the sweet corn. But one thing, the control, the NPK, still give the best performance. That's why we are thinking about this one. Please, next. The further study, we would like to improving the performance by adding lower doses of basic chemical fertilizer. We cannot avoid the chemical fertilizer based on the study. We put them with a lower dose. And then we try to detect the differences consortium inside the soil around the rhizosphere. And also the third study, we would like to do dry biopreservation. Why? Because the aim of this work is we can get the dry premium biofertilizer. Please, next. Okay, this is detecting where I would like to study about how is the microbes inside, how is the diversity due to our aiding bacteria inside. This is based on the study that have already performed by Kawasaki from in 2016. They have already published that adding something for sure can manage the diversity inside, maybe increasing, maybe decreasing based on this study. And also based on this study also, they produce also the available of chemical compound produced by the plant, produced by the bacteria, also different. This is the thing we would like to explore for the next one. Okay, next please. And for dry biopreservation, what is the purpose of this one? Because we would like to immobilize, we would like to freeze drying. Okay, for example, please, the committee, please, would you like to turn on the screen share? I would like to show you about a little bit. Please just close the screen share. Okay, this one, the bacteria. I don't know whether you can see it. This is the bacteria, I don't know. This is the bacteria. You can even see the numbers of this bacteria because they are not really big, small numbers, and the cloudy of the bacteria you can see here. And after biopreservation, okay, we can have a kind of biofertilizer like this. This is one. This biofertilizer consists of the bacteria, and you can simply adding your soil by adding them, spread them on the surface of your soil, because this one consists of bacteria and also mycorrhiza that we would like also to adding up on this one. Okay, thank you so much for the time and listening me. I give back the time to Ibu Fatmawati.
Thank you so much, Bu Maya. Very interesting. So everyone here, all of the respected colleague and participant, now you can understand how how big our knowledge and how to bring our knowledge to belong to the SDGs, and how we can belong to the SDGs right now. So Ibu Maya give us a very clear example about the agriculture growth promoting inoculant for increasing submarginal land fertility, and how to bring this kind of research to give the or to contribute more for better world. And I think all of you right now can understand how easy, if we have the technology, if we have science to promote the agriculture growth. So right now, Ibu Maya, thank you so much. Yeah, and we are belong to Agri-Food and Biotechnology Research Center. So right now we, as Ibu Maya mentioned, yeah, we very close to the zero hunger, no poverty, something like that, right? So everyone, and thank you so much, Ibu Maya. So next we move to the next speaker. So if we talk about the agri-food and biotechnology, so one of them is synthetic seed. Yeah. So before, I'm sorry, Bu Wirda, before Bu Wirda start her lectures, her presentation, I would like to share with you. Committee, would you like to please show us the book that will be given to the active participant? So this book, authored by Ibu Wirda, the book is about the synthetic seed. So Mbak Reni, could you please to share with us the book so everyone can,
Yeah,
so
I'm
everyone
sorry,
can,
before Bu Wirda, can you stop share for a while?
Okay.
Bu Wirda,
Because we want to share your book.
Okay, Mbak. Oh ya.
Okay, so this is the book, Benih Sintetik sebagai Upaya Produksi Bibit and Konservasi Moringa oleifera. This book in Bahasa. So this book is about the synthetic seed, about the conservation of Moringa oleifera. So one of the very popular plant in Indonesia, and this book will be given to the active participant, and we will announce at the end of this lecture. So thank you, Mbak Reni. So Ibu Wirda. Now the time is yours. So we are very exciting to have your lectures. So time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Bu Fatma. Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly, Bu.
Okay, thank you. Uh, I I would like to, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I would like to thank you for the time and the occasion, and good afternoon, all the participant, all the everyone. And I'm Wirda Biology Department. In this occasion, I would like to talk about prospectus of synthetic seed for sustainable agriculture. Okay, do you know about synthetic seed? Yeah, synthetic and seed. Yeah, okay, okay. Today I will talk about it. We'll discuss about synthetic seed. Firstly, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, firstly, I will talk about seed. Why seed is very important? Yes, seed very important because seed are the cornerstone of agriculture. When seeds are planted in the soil and water, nutrient, light, and some protection for pests are given, they would reproduce plant and seed identical to that planted and also produce number of seed which could be used for food or feed. This is the importance of seed. Seed is a basic and vital input for sustainable growth in agriculture, productivity, and production, of course. Seed is naturally formed after fertilization of egg in a protective coating in vascular plant. Unlike natural seed, which contain a zygotic embryo from the combination of sexual reproduction between two parents, synthetic seed is produced from somatic embryo from somatic cell or tissue of a single parent. In natural seed, from two parent, and the somatic seed or somatic embryo is produced from a single parent. Okay. Okay, this slide presents the comparison of natural seed and synthetic seed. Natural seed consists of seed coat, embryo, and endosperm. Okay, that is formed naturally. While synthetic seed, it has the same part of natural seed, but in synthetic seed, all parts are produced artificially. Artificial seed coat, we use somatic embryo, and artificial endosperm. Okay. Do you know this one? I hope you can see it clearly. Yeah, I don't know. It's a seed. It's a natural seed. Yeah, this is a seed from corn, zimes, and if we cut this seed, we will know the detail of the structure. The seed has contain contain the testa or the cod seed, endosperm, and embryo. It's a corn seed. Okay. Corn seeds or seed of corn is natural seed, but this one can I hope you can see. Okay, this one. Sorry. Nah, this one is very small. It's very small. It is a synthetic seed. Yeah, in this one is synthetic seed that had germinated. Okay, the 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 leaf, yeah, the leaf is a penetration from the coat seed. The explant from microshoot of Stevia rebaudiana. Okay. Okay. Now we can imagine, yeah, we can imagine a different natural seed from synthetic seed. The synthetic seed technology is one of the most important tools to breeder and scientists of plant tissue culture. Yes, we use plant tissue culture system. We use plant tissue culture method. Yeah, manipulation in vitro condition. The synthetic seed technology has opened new avenue for the propagation of plant species in which seed propagation is not possible to do small seed size, for example, or reduce endosperm or heterozygosity of seed. And the synthetic seed technology is an effective and promising method for the mass propagation of especially endangered plant species, important agriculture and horticulture crops. Okay, I think let's see the definition of synthetic seed. Synthetic seed is artificially encapsulated somatic embryo or shoot tip, axillary bud, or any other meristematic tissue used for sowing as a seed, functional seed its mean, and possess the ability to convert into whole plant under in vitro and in vivo condition and keep its potential also after storage, because the one of many advantages of this the synthetic seed is can be storage. Implementation of synthetic seed technology require manipulation of in vitro culture system for large-scale production of viable material that are able to convert into whole plant. They are require manipulation of in vitro. We use a totipotency cell for plant. Okay. Now we will see the detail of synthetic seed structure. The first structure or the first part is artificial seed coat, or in natural seed we call testa. Yeah. Artificial seed coat is obtained from gelling agent, and the criteria of the gelling agent are less toxic, moderately viscous, should have low spin ability, cost effective of course, and biocompatible. And many research report that alginate is found to be superior to the agar with respect long-term storage. Okay. The sodium alginate droplet containing plant material when dropped into calcium chloride dehydrogenase solution form bit due to ion exchange between sodium ion in sodium alginate and calcium ion in calcium chloride. The second one is artificial endosperm. This is a same function as a natural seed. This is contain nutrient and plant growth regulator to increase the efficiency of viability in germination of synthetic seed. The last one is plant material or explant. Is produced from somatic embryo formed from the somatic cell or tissue of a single parent. Okay. Okay. Synthetic seed is widely applied in many species with many purposes. They are for propagation, for conservation, and for transportation. Synthetic seed is applied for propagation to rare and endangered plants, and then plants with elite genotype, genetically engineered plant, seedless plant, and commercially important plant. And for conservation, there has two methods. Okay, short to medium term storage and long term storage. Okay. Uh, for the transportation, synthetic seed is product that is transport. Uh,
Instead of arsenic plant material free of undesirable contaminant.
okay. Okay, I will continue about the synthetic stability of synthetic seed. Synthetic seed is not genetically modified organism. It's of course. Many research reported the genetic stability of synthetic seed with RAPD and ISSR analysis. So the genetic stability of in vitro plantlet derived from encapsulated of microsuit was genetically similar with the parent plant. In Ananas communis, Allium sativum, Discorea, Bulbifera, and other species of plant. Okay, synthetic seed have many advantages. There are disease-free germ pump, germplasm transportation may be applicable for the plant species and long-time storage, free from microorganism and pests, low cost propagation with high capacity. It can be produced anytime and anywhere, regardless of season. It can be used for preservation of gumpas. It can be applied on a large scale. But synthetic seed has limitation. There are loss in tissue viability and occurrence of somaclonal variation. This is a problem in vitro culture system. Low production rate of viable micropropagus anomalous and asynchronous development of synthetic seed. And the limitation is in commercial problem. The problem are the major impediment is the high cost involved in the large production.
Of good quality viable micropropagule. Inefficient germination and poor survival, which may be due to the lack of nutrient and oxygen supply. The lack of nutrient and oxygen supply is the critical factor in vitro system. And the other problem is mechanical damage to somatic embryo and micropropagule. Okay, now we will see the example of synthetic seed. In our laboratory, produce synthetic seed from somatic embryo of Moringa olivera and Camellia sinensis and subtype of Stevia rebaudiana. We used to explant or we used to material from somatic embryo and subtype.
Okay. Now, I will talk about development of somatic embryo before encapsulated produce synthetic seed. In this slide, I will show you a picture from observe from scanning electron microscope. Yeah, the first picture globular states. I'm sorry. It is a globular states, the first step in development of somatic embryo of course. And then the second picture is herd states of embryo, somatic embryo, and the last one is the advanced development of somatic embryo. In this somatic embryo is cultured in MS medium, Murasige and Skog medium with additional of butyl aminopurin and naphthalene acetic acid. Culture is stored in a culture room with a temperature 20 until 25 degrees Celsius for 4 weeks. After that, the somatic embryo was encapsulated and produced synthetic seed. Okay, somatic synthetic seed was cultured on medium for germination. Yeah, in somatic embryo or synthetic seed was subcultured. On medium for germination. The medium of germination we use MS medium, Morasiga and Skog medium, but with different combination of gibberellin acid, NAA and BAP. Okay, this is characteristic of a synthetic seed of Moringa olivera. The color is colorless with yellowish somatic embryo. And then they have a presentation penetration ring 55, yeah, 55%, and presentation germination maximal is 55%. And then how about the characteristic of synthetic seed of Camellia sinensis? It's different. Okay. The difference is a color of somatic embryo. Okay, the color of synthetic seed is colorless with greenish somatic embryo. It's different from Moringa olivera. And then presentation penetration of somatic seed of Camellia sinensis is higher than Moringa olivera. And also presentation germination in Camellia sinensis is higher too from Moringa olivera. Okay, this is our, the going ongoing project in our lab. The ongoing project in our lab is light-based technologies for improvement of quality of synthetic seed Stevia rebaudiana. We have three objectives. The first is to get a standard of process protocol and production stage to produce superior synthetic seed of Stevia rebaudiana plantlet with a light technology, of course. And the second one is to get the best light and medium condition to produce optimal synthetic seed growth. And the third is to obtain the best acclimatization environment to produce quality seedling. We will get two product here, synthetic seed, superior synthetic seed, and seedling with high quality. Okay, in this slide, I will talk about the relation of synthetic seed and sustainable agriculture. What is sustainable agriculture? Yeah, sustainable agriculture is agriculture by prioritizing environmental aspect, efficient use for resource, and prevent and reduce environmental pollution. Sustainable agriculture is support the goal of sustainable development, zero hunger. Okay, the second of SDG, yeah, zero hunger, and sustainable agriculture ensure food security. Synthetic seed have been widely applied to many food ingredients. Toward sustainable agriculture, synthetic seed provide opportunity to enhance mass production of target product. Synthetic seed ensure the sustainability of food security. Synthetic seed is effective method for valuable product production. Synthetic seed is relatively easy to carry out, and synthetic seed is an effort to sustain biodiversity. It's an important thing in our country because Indonesia is a country with mega biodiversity. Okay, there are a relation of synthetic seed, sustainable agriculture, and sustainable development goal. Synthetic seeds support sustainable agriculture. It means they are the assurance of availability of food. In this condition, there will be enough food for everyone. So, sustainable development goal, zero hunger, can be obtained. And we hope that we can reach the goal of sustainable agriculture via implication of synthetic seed. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your kind attention, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back to Bu Sri Fatmawati. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibu Wirda. Wow. So everyone here now can understand how the importance of seed, right? So how we can contribute more for zero hunger. One of the point in SDGs by using the research of synthetic seed. So so everyone in the chat know that they're discussing about the Moringa aloe vera, or we call it kelor in Indonesia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So kelor is one of the favorite leaf during this pandemic because they have a lot of nutrition. Okay. So thank you so much, Bu Wilda, for your presentation and also for your talk. And now we're moving to the next session. So I think everyone here, so if all of you participants, if you have a question and you want to directly question, so you can raise your hand. And before that, I would like to read the question for the participant. Okay. First, we have first question from Muhammad Noval Hakim from ITS. So the UN predicted the SDG will be achieved by 2030. But as we all know, the coronavirus pandemic has wreaked havoc on every sector. So will the coronavirus pandemic change the SDGs 2030 deadline? And how does this affect SDGs progress? So, well, this question is quite hard. So how about you, Volkan? You will answer this question? Because
yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think the question is about the pandemics and how can we remove the impacts of pandemic related with the sustainable development goals, or how can we find a correlation with the impacts of the pandemics and sustainable development goals. Well, actually, when we take a look at about the main reasons of the pandemics, according to research, it was kind of a spreading with the viruses occurred from the animal and also from the humans, jumping to humans. Well, actually, if you pay attention, the sustainable development goals about using the clean energy or using or having a less polluting the earth. So briefly, all components related with the the environmental protection, which aims for the sustainable development goal, can be a kind of an answer or can be a kind of a cure for pandemics. Okay, so if you want to lessen down the impacts of the pandemics, I think it will be a great opportunity to impact or apply the means of sustainable development goals. Also, from one hand, the presentation I made for MBS, nature-based solutions, could be also another alternative ways to reduce down the impacts of the pandemic related with the water management approach. I hope I can answer this question.
Okay, thank you so much, Volkan. So, Ibu Maya or Ibu Wirda, do you have comments for this question?
Okay, Bu Fatma, I would like to suggest you to answer the question because for the ITS, you are the PIC for the pandemic, for the corona during. Maybe you can also put your opinion with this question.
Yeah, I will put my opinion before.
Okay, you're the expert, especially with your expertise with the herbal, yeah? Okay, yeah. Fatma, maybe you can put your opinion.
Okay, so this is very hard question actually. Will the coronavirus pandemic change the SDGs 2030 deadline? So, we all of the world right now have affected by the coronavirus pandemic, and I think that's one of the reason why we need to focus on the SDGs, because right now, if we talk about the let's say the vaccine, right? So we need it. All of the people in the world right now need it, and we know that one of the goal is about the well-being. So I think the chance for the 2030 or because of the pandemic is still relative. So I think if we talk about how does it affect SDGs progress, actually not affected. I mean, it's not lower. So I think it's more support. So when we talk about the SDGs, it's very huge. It's very huge research actually. Not only basic science but also the applied science. So I think that's for me. Okay, so we move to the next questions. We have a lot of questions here. The next question is from Sito M. Clerigo, SSCT Philippines. Hi. Thank you for your questions. So the question is, why most of the country have water issue that cannot satisfy every locality? And does SDG hold commitment for those countries that are lack of water resources and could help them to have it. So I think this question is for you, Volkan.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, could you repeat the question again?
Okay. So why most of the country have water issue that cannot satisfy every locality, and does SDG hold commitment for those countries that are lack of water resources and could help them to have it?
Yep. Okay. Well, actually, the first answer of this question is related to, I think, the geographical locations. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Right now. Okay. I think the first answers of these questions can be related about the geographical locations of the countries, of the regions. Okay. For instance, if you take a look at about the Middle East countries or the Asian countries, I'm talking about the neighboring countries, where mostly they are suffering with the water issues. I mean, the climate also takes place about this one. And the second thing is that can the sustainable development goals can be can find it answered, or if they have a potential to find out the answer for these issues, yes. But on the other hand, there are some political reasons. I mean, if we deal about the sciences, there could be no problem to help the people, but unfortunately, some political reasons and some political disputes are taking place in the countries. Even if you can see that the countries have no relationship between each other. So, for the scientific perspective, yes, sustainable development goals can be the answers, but also the locational or the geographical positions or the countries could be also be taken care of. But for the political regions, some political tensions and some political conflict, these, associations or these, some kinds of mutual or the relationships cannot be, going on well. I hope I can answer this question.
Yeah. Thank you, Volkan. So
you're welcome.
That's the answer, Chito. Yeah, Chito from Philippines. Okay, we move to the next questions. I think this question is for Ibu Maya. From Ahmad Lutfi Putra. So Ibu Maya, one of the materials I found very interesting was teaching about the aquaponics. Yeah. So aquaponics is the future of agriculture and one of the solutions to tackling zero hungers. So what do you think about the application of this technology in Indonesia? So,
wow. Seems that we have a good correlation with
this question is very good with our research center.
Yes, thank you so much for the question. Okay, I don't know, this is a student, Pak Lutfi or Lutfi, I will say, because this is really correct. With the urban society, the aquaponics one good point to be concerned about this one, because you know that aquaponic we can combine between the aquaculture and it's also hydroponics, and this one is also we can do it in the urban society for this one, in the city areas also as well. But first, for the hydroponic first, we have to also dealing with how to maintain this one. What kind of the plant that we want to use. And also, if we go to the fishery, also the aquaculture, we have also to think about what kind of fish we want to culture. And then we combine them together. And after that, we have to think again about the system. One is about the system, how recycling the biomass coming from the aquaculture and can be used for the plant. But it is, I would say, it is easy, but not easy. This is really prospective, but we can do it as well, because it has been proven by many farmers around. Okay, for example, from in Malang, in the one city close to Surabaya, they also one farmer that do this one. I'm so sorry. My voice still clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. In Malaysia, they also applied the aquaponic and they are really successful. But the time we have to thinking how long they do this aquaponics. Maybe they need about 1 and 2 years, and then they can establish the system. For sure, I'm quite sure this is a good prospectus that we can achieve. For example, I'm so sorry I call you just Pak Lutfi. This is one aim of our agri-food tech research center with collaboration with another research center in ITS as well. We try to establish aquaponic. We think about this because it's really prospectus, but we need to learn more about the technology and we need many study relating with this one. This is really, I would say like that. Then this one is also can help for the people, especially for area for the zero hunger.
Thank you, Ibu Maya. Thank you so much. Okay. So right now, I think all of you can see in the chat everyone discussing about the Moringa aloe vera. Yeah. So maybe I can give you a hint since I natural product chemist, so I know about the chemical constituent of Moringa aloe vera, or we call it calor in Indonesia. So calor is a very high for very potential as antioxidant, and also calor is very high in nutrition. Okay, so I will give you other after this question. Yeah, we have one question for Ibu Wirda. So the question is from Ariston Jade R. Altimeras, San Pedro College in Philippines. So does synthetic seed applicable to all type of plants? So Ibu Wirda, so are there other advantage gained from having the synthetic seed compared to the normal or original seed? So that's the question, Ibu Wirda. So first question from Pedro. No, sorry, not from Pedro. San Pedro College, from Ariston. Does synthetic seed applicable to all type of plants?
Yes, of course, Bu Fatma. Synthetic seed is applied many species of plants, especially plant have problem seedless, size of seed, and the other recalcitrant seed. Okay.
Okay. The next question. Are there other advantage gained from having the synthetic seed compared to the normal or original seed?
Okay.
What is the advantage of synthetic seed?
The advantages of a synthetic seed have many advantages, of course,
compared to normal or original one.
Okay. If we compare with the original or natural seed, synthetic seed is can long-term storage, of course, and easy handling, and then sterile. I mean, this is free germination. It is, of course, because the condition if we produce synthetic seed is sterile, in sterile condition.
Okay. So we can keep it for longer times.
Yes, and we can produce anytime and anywhere.
Okay.
Because we produce in laboratory.
And it's very useful, give benefit for the zero hunger, and to give the a better future. Yes, because we can keep it longer than the original one, right? Okay. That's the thing why we need to engage in the science. Okay, thank you so much, Ariston Altimeras from San Pedro College in Philippines. Okay, so before I read other questions, so anyone here want to ask you can raise your hands. So everyone, hi. So anyone, you can raise your hand and directly ask the speaker about your question. Okay, we don't have it yet. We have other questions right now. Okay, I will read it. So one of okay, so how to implement SDGs to increase economic growth of a country. So, so I think this is for you, Volkan. You still there? So how to to increase economic growth of a country? So because your slide is talking about the circular economics. Okay, please.
Thank you. Okay. So it's a very good question. To give the answer first, let me say you something about the dilemma in sustainable development. Okay. So what about this one? This dilemma depends on pollution and development. Okay, so if you want to achieve an economic prosperity in a country, you cannot pollute the environment. So how could you do this one, or what kind of the answer you're looking for? So the answer is about green energy or renewable energy or any kind of energy resources that is not allow you to pollute the environment. So if you find the answers of this one, you could have a kind of an achievement about the country's economy. And also, one of my colleagues mentioned about aquaponics. For instance, aquaponics is a kind of a good economic improvement related to agriculture, because when you apply the aquaponics, you're not polluting something on the soil. You are not spraying the fertilizers to the soil. So aquaponics is a good way of a kind of economic improvement in a country related with the sustainable development, also where we can find the answer for sustainable agriculture. So any kind of improvement which aims to not pollute the earth and which aims for not using some kind of infinite energy can be the answer for this question.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It is give us insight about the economy. So I will read the next question. The next question is for Ibu Maya. So Ibu Maya. So the question is, dear Ibu Maya.
Yes.
Okay, this is question for participant. Dear Ibu Maya, for the case of soil in the agriculture sector, does climate change have an impact on soil component? So the microorganism or the chemical substances? Since I have witnessed some cases in traditional farming, especially an orange farm that failed because the root of the orange tree get rooted before the plant reach its maturity or harvest age. This question from Aufar Fikri. So, Ibu Maya, so first question, does climate change have the impact on soil component? The organism or chemical substances? Okay.
Okay, thank you for the question. This is really such a wonderful question. I really don't know because at my home now it's very hot, raining. But my connection is getting and then, but my voice now. Okay, first, the climate. You still hear my voice?
Yeah, I cannot hear you clearly. So because right now in Surabaya is heavy.
Because here is raining. It's very. This is here. This is very. The rain is very hot.
Okay, can you repeat again, please?
Okay, I just try slowly. Okay, Okay, the question is very nice, very good, because how the climate change can influence. First, I will say like this: the climate change not directly. This is based on my experience, not directly influence the soil fertility, especially for the bacteria inside and another compounds, but the climate change will influence the plant directly. The climate change. For example, the climate change dealing with the temperature first, dealing with the acidity of water acidity of water. For example, the raining acidity can influence also the growth of the plant because the raining water make the leaf getting, how to say, cannot growing good because they just are covering by the pH, and then can do they cannot product the chlorophyll, for example, and then the color will colorization. Oh my God, this is now getting so bad. Colorization from the leaf. This is the impact directly from the plant if we are dealing with the climate change due to the acidity of the water. And if the acidity of the water goes directly to the soil, for example, to the soil also will influence the pH of the soil. And what happened exactly to the soil then? And also the diversity of microbes inside will be changed due to of acidity. And this one will be decreasing or increasing depend on what kind of microbes inside. Because the microbes has their own preference due to the pH. For example, the fungi, they really prefer to the acid. The bacteria, they really prefer to the base. And the diversity of bacteria or fungi inside the soil will differ due to the pH, and then also the impact of this bacteria or fungi in the soil will also put the different impact to the soil. For sure, then the climate change will influence the agriculture.
Okay, very nice explanation. Very clear, Ibu Maya. Thank you so much. So you're right. The temperature, the acidity, finally will affect will affect the agriculture sector. Okay. Then I have a question for Ibu Wirda. So this question is come from Mark Adriana Quason Marquez from San Pedro College, Philippines. So Bu Wirda, does the synthetic seed affect its medicinal or pharmacological properties? So I think it's related with the chemical constituent, the synthetic seed, whether they will produce the same or relatively different. So Ibu Wirda, please.
Okay. The main purpose of synthetic seed is produce seedling. I mean, yeah, seed is benih is a biji, yeah, and seedling is bibit, yeah, and the process of synthetic seed is not effect of a material medicinal in plant material, but we can add we can give treatment for synthetic seed if we want to produce produce a high medicinal compound in plant. But the main purpose is not change or not give high effect in medicinal compound. Like this, like that, Bu Fatma.
Okay,
thank you. No effect.
Okay. So, so because this is the seed, yeah. So, in
Yes.
during the process of growth, we can we can give the nutrition to the plant so that they can produce the metabolites. So when we talk about the for Andriana, Mark Andriana. So when we talk about the pharmacological properties or medicinal properties of the plants, we talk about the chemical constituent of it. So during the growth, we can we can give the plant nutrition. Okay. Well, here in Surabaya, we have very hard rain right now, heavy rain. And we still have a lot of questions here. Okay, I will continue to the, okay, thank you so much for the wonderful answer. You are welcome. We are here to give you, to share with you our knowledge, yeah. Okay, we continue to the next question. Oh, before I read my the question here, I have a lot here. So any one of you want to raise hand? We still have 10 minutes before we close this session, this lecture. Anyone? Okay.
Lutfi, Bu Fatma.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, Lutfi. Yeah.
Can you hear my voice?
Yeah. Okay, Lutfi.
I want to ask. Previously, you explained that microorganism able to produce N, P, and K by the microorganism. What I want to ask is it possible to mass produce the NPK producing a microorganism, and what is the cost if that happens? Thank you.
Okay. So this question, well, this question for Ibu Maya, right? Or you have specific?
Yes, Ibu Maya.
Okay, Bu Maya.
Okay, finally I can see Lutfi directly from the screen, yeah. But would you like to repeat again? I just add up. I just use my headset, but I cannot hear clearly. Could you just repeat again?
Okay. Is it possible to mass produce the NPK producing microorganism, and what are the costs if we mass producing it? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the mass production. This is really good question because this is also the kind of one project. This is our aim of this our project in 2021. It is possible to do mass project of the bacteria. Yes. What about the cost? We are thinking about the cost now because we know the bacteria needs specific medium for this one. And if we use the medium, if you use in the laboratory, for example, the enrichment medium, which is very expensive. For example, for enrichment medium, if you see here, this is using the enrichment medium, for example, we use about 500 grams. It costs around 3 million rupees IDR. But if we're doing, can you hear clearly? Good. Okay, but if we are doing the mass production, we cannot use the medium coming from the laboratory. We have to think about finding another alternative medium which is really not expensive but can support the growth of the microbes. For example, I have my student now, they do a literature study and they are trying to find the really cheapest medium, alternative medium. For example, this is only for example, we haven't, based on the papers, it has been already proven. They use the water after you clean the rice, yeah. Air cucian beras, I don't know what is it exactly in English. After you clean the rice and you get the water from the rice and the water, that one from the rice, you can use it as the alternative medium. And if we can, to answer the question, if we can find one alternative medium which is really not expensive, supporting the growth, and we can do biomass production for the bacteria with the cheapest production cost, I would say. But it is possible. Yes, it is possible. Okay.
Thank you, Ibu Maya. Okay, very, very active, and I love it. Everyone here, you are very active. Thank you so much, Lutfi, for your questions. Okay, so I think we still have 5 minutes before we close this session, this lecture. So when we talk about the, right now, this lecture, guest lecture series on sustainable development goals right now is the collaboration between International Office of ITS with the Agri-Food and Biotechnology Research Center, and also from university in Turkey. So right now, I would like to have maybe closing remarks or something that you want to deliver for all participants here from the speaker. So I give the first talk to Volkan. So maybe you want to give us some hints before we close this lecture. Volkan?
Well, yeah, thank you so much to provide this opportunity to talk about sustainable development goals from nature-based solutions. It was a great opportunity also to talk about some scientific facts with you and with the people who would like to learn and who would like to wonder what is going on. I hope in the future time we may have some other opportunities to have those kinds of online courses or the lectures. Again, thank you so much for your time and for patience to listen to me.
Okay, thank you so much. So everyone, you can give applause. Okay, we move to the next speaker. So Ibu Maya, would you please to give up some hints or closing remark about your lecture or anything you want to say before we close this lecture?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank you so much for this opportunity, Oswald. And we are very happy having the Volkan with us and also having many students from outside, from my diverse students. Oh my God, this now so hard. Okay, and then one thing is our research center is really open to get a collaboration, doing research together, and also trying to solve the problem in our society. For example, hunger. This is one point. We can just doing together the research, and then we can also do application together. For example, hunger, no hunger, we can also solve with the aquaponics. Why not? We can do it together, the research, and then we can apply this one. The point is hand to hand together to solve our problem in our society. Thank you so much.
Okay, Ibu Maya. So actually we call her Bunda Maya. Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Maya, for your very inspiring. Yeah, we can work together because this is our world. This is our one earth. Yeah. Okay. We move to the next speaker, Ibu Wildatul. Ibu, anything you want to say to us?
Okay, thank you, Bu Fatma. Synthetic seed support sustainable agriculture. So we hope that we can reach the goal of sustainable agriculture via application of synthetic seed, and we hope that we can see again in the other series of guest lectures. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibu Wilda. So, everyone, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all of you, all of the speaker, Dr. Volkan, Dr. Maya, and also Bu Wildatul MS. So thank you very much for your inspiring talk and also your talk. And so before we close, I would like to announce the winner of the book from Ibu Wirda about the synthetic seed for Moringa olivera or Kelor. Yeah, I think this is very important for you who want to start to make synthetic seed. Okay, the first winner, Ahmad Lutfi Putra Yogi, yay! And yeah, congratulations. And the second one, Rico Tetuko Aji Wicaksono. Congratulations. And the third one is Muhammad Naufal Hakim. And the fourth one, Aufar Fikri bin Yati. And the fifth, Iman Taufik Daulai. Okay, so okay, we have 6. Thank you, Ibu Wirda. Yeah, you are very generous. The 6th, Narendro Ariwisno. Okay, congratulations. Okay, I myself as moderator would like to say thank you for joining, for your attention and also for your actively involved in these lectures. Hopefully all of you will get the benefit, and we belong to, or we are part of sustainable development goals. So that's all for you. That's all for me. And thank you very much. And I bring back this to Mbak Reni. It's okay, Mbak Reni?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hasan Volkan Oral, Dr. Maya Sofitri, and Mrs. Wirdatul for the excellent session for today. And of course, thank you to Dr. Fatma for conducting this amazing session. And please give applause to our speakers and moderator by using the Zoom reaction feature for today's amazing session. Okay, thank you. Furthermore, we would like to present a certificate awarding to Dr. Hasan Volkan Oral.
Thank you.
And the next for Dr. Maya Sofitri. And the last for Mrs. Wirda as our speakers. And also to the beautiful one, Dr. Fatma as our moderator for today. Okay, before we end today's session, please fill the feedback form through the link bit.ly/feedback GLS that you can also see on the Zoom chat. Finally, we have reached the end of today's GLS SDGs, and we sincerely apologize for any mistake we may have made in present as a master of ceremony and community. Once again, thank you very much to Dr. Hasan Volkan Oral, to Dr. Maya Sofitri, Mrs. Wirda, and also to Dr. Fatma, and all participants for the attention and cooperation. We will see you in the next session with SDGs 8 that will be delivered by Dr. Martin Matthews from University of Westminster, UK, and Dr. Arman Hakim Nasution from ITS in Tuesday, 9 March. And then SDGs 3 will be delivered by Dr. Gindo Tampu Bolon from University of Manchester, UK, and Dr. Joko Purwanto from ITS in Wednesday, March 10. And in the same day with different link, SDGs 4 will be delivered by Associate Professor Wan Abdul Rahim Wan Muhammad Isa from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia, and Mrs. Karina Pradini Tuchuan, Master of Engineering from ITS. So don't forget to join with us. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Good evening from rainy Surabaya, and keep safe everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mbak Reni, I would like to say thank you so much for Professor Hasan, Dr. Maya, Dr. Fatmawati, and also Ibu Wilda. Thank you so much. One thing that I have to mention, this session is actually created for us to use this platform for research collaboration and future cooperation in many areas. So, like mentioned by Ibu Fatmawati and Ibu Maya, please feel free, all colleagues, not only Dr. Hasan, but all colleagues from all over the world. We can see many participants from different countries in the list of participants. If you have ideas for research, for example, Dr. Hasan mentioned about fuzzy cognitive map. If you would like to join in that kind of research with ITS, please feel free. Drop us a message to Ms. Reni or to the committee, and we are more than happy to facilitate the meeting between the Agro-Food Technology Research Center at ITS with all of you. Once again, thanks a lot. Have a very nice day, very beautiful and productive day. Thank you.
Thank you, Associate Professor Maria Nitya Sehari, for the final remark for this session for today. And last not least, goodbye everyone. See you next week for Tuesday and Wednesday in our session. Thank you, and allow me to end this session in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, everyone.